my immediate thought when they announced it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, WWE goes to Saudi. It's obviously a good amount of, it's a good contingency of the IWC or wrestling fans, casual fans. They're like, yo, I don't feel too comfortable flying over for festivities. I don't feel safe bringing my wife or my child, that sort of thing. So it's a good amount of us in the United States or North America, or hell, count our homies from Europe and all that. They're like, yo, I don't feel comfortable with traveling. So now there's an opportunity for something to happen stateside.
Yes.
And is my opinion, this is that sliver, that shot, that chance that Tony Khan and AEW needs to take it to the next level. So I know I just finished reading earlier today that Tony was interested in possibly having a huge event around WrestleMania season or in the spring of 2027 because of the opportunity at hand of all these stateside fans not willing to travel there, but willing to go anywhere in the United States or whatnot. Do you think that this is a good opportunity for Tony Khan and AEW? And more importantly, do you think that he actually pulls the trigger?
I think it's an amazing opportunity, and he would be a fool not to recognize a business opportunity at hand. You got to remember, there's tons of fans that for the last 30, 20, 10, 15 years have blocked off that time in their schedule to travel to Mania. They didn't care where it was.
Myself included.
They didn't care where Mania was. Dallas, Las Vegas, Florida, Indianapolis, New York City, California, Arizona. They didn't care where it was they were going. Now that it's in Saudi, I've been hearing people saying that they're just priced out. Just from the flight to Saudi Arabia alone, they're priced out.
Right.
Not even including anything else. They're priced out from the flight. But I will say, if Tony is going to do an event around Mania season that people are going to travel to, he's going to have to bring it. You're out of surprise signings. You're out, you're out of those moments. You're going to have to bring it. You're going to have to retool, and you're going to have to make people want to pay, make people want to travel, and make people want to participate in those events. He does. He has an amazing roster.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You have to do it big. You have to do it big. You have to do it meaningful. You have to make it not as big as WrestleMania in terms of being the granddaddy of them all, but you have to make the opportunity as big. You know what I mean? Set up your WrestleFest. Have all the wrestlers come out. Set up your big-time storylines. Make some big-time title changes. Have some big-time matches. And not just the Bucks in a ladder match and this person jumping off this and diving off this. Like, you have to give us something.
You got to build toward it.
Right, to where we're
like, be committed to it and build toward it.
Correct.
I feel that.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Now, my opinion is like what you said, man. A lot of us wrestling fans, we've gotten in the habit of blocking off that time of the year to travel. Myself, running restaurants, everyone who's ever worked for me knew there was 1 week of the whole year that Adrian was unavailable, that Adrian was on vacation. That was WrestleMania week. Everyone knew that because I would travel and I would go wherever WrestleMania was. If it was in California, I'm out there. If it was in Florida, that's a quick, easy trip. Go to New York. I love that. New Orleans, Dallas, like wherever the hell it was, I was there. So you have these wrestling fans, you have these casual fans who are prepared to save money and be ready to travel that week. So, Tony, you have a huge opportunity at hand. Like I said, that's that sliver, that's that slight chance where you can actually change the narrative because, the move to Saudi Arabia, that's a bit of a PR, little tricky, touchy ground with a lot of people in general, just the general public. So you can come out and be the white knight of this situation.
Yeah.
You
And he
can reach
really don't
out.
have to take shots at WWE. He
Not
just
at
has
all.
to
Not at all.
deliver on the product.
No
If
doubt.
you deliver, then it's like, okay, you got our attention again. You know what I'm saying? Now you can go back to bigger arenas, right?
Right. Because you built that
Built it,
equity
right.
within that year. But before we get out of that, this is also a huge opportunity for Tony and AEW to extend that olive branch to a lot of these smaller promotions that within
Ashay,
AEW's initial or their
Fourth Row.
beginnings,
Yeah, all those guys.
they've kind of pushed away a number of independent promotions where WWE took advantage of that whole thing with the WWE ID program. So, Tony has the opportunity to reach out to these smaller promotions, reach out to NWA. Let's do business. You know what I'm saying? NWA isn't hand in hand with WWE that we know of. Reach out. Ashe. Let's talk about
they're
Ashe.
pretty much self-contained anyways. They just need a little bit more backing to maybe make the venue better or the production better for that particular weekend. But man, Tony has a huge opportunity in my opinion. Huh?
Reach out to Wale. Let's make the biggest Wale Mania of all time. As long as y'all leave us Saturday and Sunday, y'all can have at it wherever the hell you want. I don't know if Jacksonville is the right city to be able to do something like that, but why not make it Jacksonville? You already that's your properties, and you can run these promotions. Got to pay for access to venues. Why not make some money? Also, it's just a whole bunch of ideas there.
I agree. I think just like you said, Tony got a huge opportunity to really, really take advantage. But I don't know if they're necessarily cool enough and their eyes are wide enough to recognize, what's going on around them, right? And say, hey, let's bring NWA in. Let's bring Ashe in. Let's bring these people in. Even if it's going to put us in the red, let's really, really put a flag in the ground for professional wrestling for this weekend and take this weekend back and have this weekend back to the state. Like
the nasty part about it is WWE will come back the next year and all of the people that did business with Tony and them will pretty much be blacklisted. So that's the only touchy thing with that.
Well, some of the things that some of the people WWE aren't already doing business with, right? Like they're not doing business with Fourth Rope. They're not doing business with Ashe.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know where they stand with Wale Mania, but I mean, in WWE at the end of the day, they get it. It's competition. They understand it. Tony has, what I don't understand is fans encourage it, and even Tony sometimes. You have the blueprint in front of you. Do what WWE is doing. Just tweak out the little PR mistakes and the little mistakes where you like, oh, that could have been handled better. You have a blueprint right in front of you. Yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to promoting the professional wrestling and putting on the shows. Make your product worth it, but you see what kind of moves you can make for that weekend. Make them. Ball in your court, Tony.
Nice. Listeners, let us know in the comments, do you believe, like both of us, that this is a huge opportunity for AEW and Tony Khan to go ahead and take over with the move of WWE taking WrestleMania, its biggest event, to Saudi Arabia? Now is the opportunity for Tony Khan and AEW to take back over. Let us know in the comments. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, look us up on socials at SuplexDinnerClub. And be sure to check out our other projects. We talk college football on Dogs versus All Y'all. That's a weekly college football podcast where we don't just talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. We talk about all things college football. The Life and Times pod, which is short for the Life and Times of a Restaurant Lifer podcast, where I have some chill conversations with some cool and interesting people that I've met in my years in the hospitality industry. And of course, check out Talk 'em in the Building. That's a pro wrestling podcast where we solely focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and we pontificate on the promo. It's a fun project, and if you're a pro wrestling fan, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. If you're into TV and movie reviews, check out Four Corners Cinema with Ari and Adrian, a podcast where two lifelong pro wrestling fans review film and other forms of media that just so happen to have some of our favorite pro wrestlers. The Suplex Dinner Club family is growing, and I would love for you to be a part of it.